So I went to Bookcon this weekend and I had quite an experience. That's why I'm not posting my haul videos yet because I'm gonna talk about Bookcon first. So this is the badge that I got for Bookcon, and I don't know where to start off. Let's just put it this way. My whole Bookcon experience in one word would be disappointing. So Bookcon is the new Power Reader Day or Consumers Day for Book Expo America, which is only for people in the book industry, so like librarians, booksellers, so on. Last year, Power Reader Day was around $50, and this year, Power Reader Day, before it got turned into Bookcon, was $30. So that was suspicious to begin with. So when I bought the ticket, it was Power Reader Day, and I was expecting Power Reader Day, which is basically the same thing as BEA with just consumers walking through. So after I bought my ticket, they switched Power Reader Day to Bookcon. And Bookcon is owned by or organized by ReadPop, which are the same people who organized New York Comic Con. Let's just talk about how Bookcon was set up. The first 3 days, I think, is BEA, so Book Expo America, so it's only people who are in the industry and have tickets. For that, they go to that convention. And then Saturday was Bookcon. That included people who just bought the tickets for Saturday, and it also included BEA people. So the Bookcon space had to hold Bookcon ticket holders as well as the BEA ticket holders. And it didn't do that. The space designated for Bookcon was really small, and I'm going to show you that right now. So this is the map of the Javits Center. This black area right here is BEA, and then the gray is Bookcon. So BEA exhibitors and the show floor was over here in the black, and in the gray, Bookcon exhibitors and the show floor was right here. So the problem to begin with, as soon as I walked in, I realized is a lot of the BEA people were in the Bookcon area, and everyone from Bookcon was in the Bookcon area because Bookcon ticket holders couldn't go into BEA areas. So you can see how easily it could be overcrowded. And another problem was the aisles didn't have enough space to walk between, so the exhibitors would be lined up like this, and then there'd be just a tiny space to walk through for all these people. So the first problem was space. BEA had more space for less people, technically, and Bookcon had very little space for more people. This gray area is part of Bookcon as well, but this is for the panels, so even though that area got traffic, it wasn't a lot of foot traffic. The show floor is where you browse and roam around, so that had more foot traffic, and that was completely congested. There were moments when I wasn't even walking because there was no room to walk. It was so crowded that there was no space to walk through. It was insane. The autographing area was in the back of the show floor. That area was completely packed. I don't know why autographing tables were on level 3 instead of level 2 or level 1, which is what they do for New York Comic Con. There's a separate area, like a separate floor for just autographing. I don't know why they didn't do that, but that autographing table caused a lot of just jams. Autographing tables had long lines. I noticed a lot of the staff didn't know how to organize the lines. Most of my disappointment came from the amount of people in the small area, and also the fact that we were being segregated in a weird way. Bookcon badge holders were only in this tiny space that I just showed you, that little tiny gray area. And then BEA badge holders can go back and forth between the BEA convention area and the Bookcon area. So on Saturday, I think most of the panels or most of the signings were on the Bookcon side. So a lot of the BEA badge holders were on the Bookcon side, and then the BEA side was completely empty. It didn't make sense to not use that space when it's there and have this just one tiny area be so congested. I don't know how the Bookcon organizers thought that they can just continue to sell so many tickets and not think of the space that each person's going to take up once they're there. I don't know how they only designated this tiny space for our Bookcon show floor. It doesn't make any sense. Notice that there were a lot of promotions for Bookcon as well, and the tickets didn't sell out at all, so they continued to sell tickets. Should know how many people bought tickets, so they should expect this crowd, especially with BEA badge holders also coming into the crowd of Bookcon badge holders. They should have considered this and made a bigger space for everyone. I understand that BEA was happening for 3 days and they couldn't just take down all the BEA show floor, but at least they could have expanded it a little bit, or not had BEA take place that day at all. It could have been just Bookcon, or it could have been just Bookcon badge holders on the Bookcon side, which would have made the traffic way less, and it would have made it smoother, I think. I understand that BEA is only for industry people. I'm not saying that I should be allowed to go to BEA. I'm just saying that if there's going to be that many people there, there should be enough space to hold all those people. Another issue was I got into the special events hall for the Veronica Roth and Alex London discussion panel, and as soon as I walked in, I noticed that there were circle tables near the front half of the room. So circle tables and maybe like 8 or 10 chairs per table. That was weird. First of all, special events halls are for a lot of people to be held in, because these are the more sought after events or panels. They should be seating a lot more people, and if you have circle tables in the first half of the room, that takes up so much space and takes up so much seating that could have been used for people who actually want to see the panel. Now, I'm complaining about the organization of the Bookcon convention. I didn't like how it was organized. It could have been way better. I know New York Comic Con is organized better than this. So if the same people were organizing this event, they could have done way better. Another big issue that I had with Bookcon is that there weren't that many books being handed out by the vendors or exhibitors there. I went to New York Comic Con, and I remember the publishing aisle had a stack of books every hour to give out to the consumers or the people who were attending the event. Bookcon, being a book convention, had less books given out throughout the whole day than New York Comic Con did. For 2014 Bookcon, I only got 10 books, and only a few of those were ARCs. I got a hardcover signed. I thought, since this is a book convention, there would be more books being given out to book enthusiasts who bought the tickets to be there. I don't understand. That just kind of went over my head. And I realized that a lot of anticipated ARCs or just books in general were being handed out at BEA. That's totally fine. That's expected. That is a Book Expo America book industry people convention. But Bookcon should also have ARCs being handed out just to review. You know, it didn't make sense to me. As you can see, a lot of this convention didn't make sense to me. So those were the problems that I had with Bookcon. So for 2015, I would say be aware of how many tickets are being sold and appropriately pick the space, because those aisles in Bookcon were way too small for the amount of people that were there. Also, just be more organized with lines. Don't tell people that they're gonna meet someone or be able to get into a panel when they're not gonna be able to get into the panel. just know how to count heads, like simple things like that. Another suggestion would be, you know, maybe hand out more ARCs or more books for book enthusiasts who bought the tickets to be there. You can see that most of my complaints are with the organization of the convention, not the actual content, because the content was good. The organization, that was the problem. That was the reason why I had such a bad experience just trying to browse the show floor or trying to get to line because I couldn't go across the room because of the amount of people that were just like not moving in one aisle. I was just expecting so much more from Bookcon because I've heard so many stories of how people need suitcases, even from Power Reader Day. They need suitcases to like carry all their books at the end of the day. And that was not the case for me. $10. That was very disappointing. I understand this was different, that this was Bookcon and not Power Reader Day, but maybe they should have kept Power Reader Day. I'm just throwing that out there. Bookcon felt more commercialized, and they were trying to reach out to more of a general audience, and Power Reader Day was for book enthusiasts who knew about BEA and were also consumers. So Power Reader Day, I think, makes more sense and seems a lot better. I don't know. I need someone who went to both Power Reader Day and Bookcon to tell me that, but from what I've seen, Power Reader Day looked better. But thanks for watching, and like if you agree and Bookcon could have been way better, and subscribe for more hauls. I pushed off my haul videos to record this. Yeah, you're gonna get my hauls later. Bye!